Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here, and I'm going to be going through my wish list for 2015 fights that I feel could have been made in this 2014, but didn't get made for one reason or another, and I'm hoping that they do get made this next year in boxing, and if they do, and even if just a handful of these fights do get made, it's going to be a much better year in 2015 than it was this year in 2014 in these matchups that we had that we're not too happy that they were made. So in no particular order, here are my wish list of fights for 2015. And the first being Guillermo Rigondeaux taking on Leo Santa Cruz. This would be a huge fight for that division. Both of them are champions, and of course there can only be one. And I look for the winner of that fight to potentially face the winner of another super fight that I think would be extremely exciting, and that being Nicholas Walters versus Vasyl Lomachenko. Those guys going at it, you got Lomachenko with his body shots, you got Walters with his KO power. The winner, of course, becomes a legitimate star. If Lomachenko beats Walters in that particular fight, he I guess turns legit. Like, there's no more questions about Lomachenko if he's the real deal. And of course, if Walters wins that fight, he becomes a star in that division, and you could probably see him move up, of course. Now, if that fight happens, I would like to see the winner of that fight take on Guillermo Rigondeaux. And of course, that leads many of us to hope that Lomachenko faces Rigondeaux and beats Walters in a potential super fight. Imagine those two Olympians, both gold medals. It'd be an awesome fight, and it could honestly, potentially, maybe even be a boring fight because of how technical it could come out being of a fight the night of, if it ever happens. Now, going down the list, I see as well Canelo versus Cotto. Now, this is a fight we're hoping gets made for May 2nd, though. There's, I guess, little rumors, little whispers that there is offers to Miguel Cotto to rematch Floyd Mayweather Jr. for $40 million. So let's hope that doesn't happen, because a Canelo versus Cotto fight does so much for both guys. It's a huge pay-per-view. If Canelo were to beat Miguel Cotto, it legitimizes him as a fighter. He needs that type of fight against a Miguel Cotto. And for Cotto, it's another payday. It's another huge fight to add to his resume of already growing legends on the list, and sure will, I guess for sure, make his way inside the Boxing Hall of Fame. Now, another fight that we want to see is the winner of that Canelo versus Cotto fight to take on Gennady Golovkin. No one wants to fight this guy because simply he knocks everybody that he's faced out, and he knocks them out really quick. We saw in the last fight with Rubio, he knocked him out in 2 rounds, and that's a terrible fight as well. A mismatch. We thought it was going to be, I don't know, at least last longer than it did, but it didn't. But if Golovkin were to face the winner of Cotto versus Canelo, it's Golovkin's chance to not only be a legitimate boxing star in the boxing landscape, but it gives him a chance to be a good boy once more. Now, also, another fight that we would love to see, Sergey Kovalev against Adonis Stevenson. You got the guy who's the lineal light heavyweight champion of the world, taking on, by many accounts and many people's opinions, the #1 guy in that division, now that he's faced better competition in Sergey Kovalev. If that fight were to happen, it would be one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them all, and we'll finally find out who's the best guy at 175 pounds. Going down this list, I see some interesting ones as well. Lucas Matisse versus Marcos Maidana. That'd be a high-speed train wreck. Both guys coming forward, both guys heavy hitters. Hey, you know, we could only hope. We'll see. Both guys said that they probably wouldn't fight each other because of the bonds they have, but, you know, you can cross your fingers. Keith Thurman versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, that would be a great matchup. You got Thurman, a knockout artist, a young, hungry guy that seems to be the truth right now, taking on Mayweather in a fight that Thurman says Mayweather would never accept. He feels that he'd be too afraid to face someone, a hungry young lion in Keith Thurman. But hey, it'd be a great fight. It's one of those fights that would have a lot of intangibles given Thurman's age, his power, and of course Mayweather's experience. Looking at this list as well, Adrian Broner has a lot of potential dream fights, for me at least, and maybe for you, up in the horizon of 2015. Him against Lucas Matisse would be a great fight. It could be something similar to what Marcos Maidana's fight with Broner was back in 2013. And Adrian Broner versus Manny Pacquiao. That'd be another great fight, though. I know a lot of you would probably favor Manny Pacquiao over Adrian Broner, given his speed, his pop in his shots, and his experience. Now, moving up to the heavyweights, We want to see Tyson Fury in the ring in America. This guy's entertainment. He's like the Chael Sonnen of boxing. Regardless of who he fights, you want to see him fight. And obviously, we want to see him fight the heavyweight champion of the world, and that is Vladimir Klitschko. A Fury versus Klitschko fight would be huge. Wherever it's put on, the build-up to the fight would be epic, and really, it would be something in which we would think Klitschko finally has an opponent that could give him some sort of challenge, even though I think Thurman would give Klitschko a really steady challenge, but we're seeing him going and fighting Deontay Wilder coming up in a few weeks on Showtime. Which leads me to the last and final dream matchup of 2015. That is Shannon Briggs versus Vladimir Klitschko. No, I'm kidding, guys. Joking. It's Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's a fight we've been wanting to see since 2009. For one reason or another, it hasn't been made, and that's the ultimate wish list for 2015. If we can just get that one fight, just Mayweather versus Pacquiao, it'd be a great year. We'd finally get answers to a lot of the questions we have about both guys. Could Mayweather handle a guy that comes forward and throws a million freaking punches like E Honda on Street Fighter? And can he handle the speed of someone like Manny Pacquiao? Can Manny Pacquiao be able to solve the Mayweather puzzle? Could he handle the defense and the counter-punching of Floyd Mayweather Jr.? It's a fight that would really turn boxing for that moment into the mainstream, as you would see just mainstream outlets covering the fight. It would be in the public conscious of the American people, and not only the American people, it would truly be a global event, something that would get the attention of everybody worldwide, and that is my 2015 wish list. If we can get at least 3 of those, give me Mayweather Pacquiao, give me Cotto Canelo, and give me Golovkin versus the winner of Cotto Canelo. I'll be a happy camper. It automatically makes 2015 a much better year than 2014.